Welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to talk about the top 10 hottest must-watch Korean dramas with non-human male leads.
거역할 수 없는 너라는 운명.
Number 1. Goblin, also known as the Lonely Shining God or Guardian, the Lonely and Great God. Betrayed by the king he faithfully served, Kim Shin, a decorated military general from the Goryeo dynasty, is forced to watch his family die before being transformed into a goblin by the higher powers. Cursed with the lonely burden of immortality, Kim Shin dedicates the rest of his long life to saving people with his supernatural abilities. Still, he wanders through his days searching for the prophesied goblin bride. The bride is the only one who can pull out the sword piercing his body, which will finally set his soul free to rest in peace in the afterlife. 19 years ago, Kim Shin saved a woman from a life-threatening accident. From then on, the woman's daughter Ji Yoon Tak gained the ability to communicate with beings from the other side. Despite this, she grows up well and remains an optimistic high schooler who works a part-time job at a chicken restaurant. The restaurant's owner, Sunny, finds herself falling in love with a grim reaper who is also the goblin's roommate. Unknowingly, the lives of these four individuals intertwine to reveal a fated story more complex than any character could have imagined. Will Kim Shin's bride finally release him from his eternal misery? It has 19 episodes.
언제 어디서든 지적이고 빈틈없는 모습이고 싶어. 그럼 이웃이랑
엄마 깜짝이야.
너야?
뭐가요?
날 불러낸 게 너냐고.
Number 2. My Demon. The series depicts the story of a contract marriage between Do Do-hee, the devilish heiress of a conglomerate, and Jang Gu-won, a demon who temporarily loses his powers. This momentary loss brings them happiness. Do Do-hee is the successor of the future group. She doesn't trust in anyone and is cynical about love. Do Do-hee gets involved with a demon named Young Gu-won and makes a contract marriage with him. He can live for eternity by making dangerous, but sweet deals with humans who endure hellish lives. But after looking down upon humans for 200 years, he gets involved with Do Do-hee and somehow loses his power. To prevent his own extinction, he must protect Do Do-hee, who has taken all of his power. It has 16 episodes.
여기 지옥이야?
책임감을 좀 가지지.
Number 3. My Love from the Star. This is a South Korean fantasy romantic comedy television series. This drama tells the story of an extraterrestrial alien who landed on Earth in 1609 during the Joseon dynasty and 400 years later falls in love with a top female actor. Min Jun fell from outer space to the land of Joseon in 1609. He remains young and beautiful, just as he first came to the Earth. Moreover, he can move surprisingly fast with keen eyesight and hearing. He can also foresee the future but never uses his powers, planning to live a quiet life without others bothering him. He takes a cynical stance on love, thinking it's merely lust and greed. However, this completely changes for him when he meets Song Yi. He learns to love through her, which leads him to be in danger of being exposed to the world. It has 21 episodes.
융자년의 죽방을 날린
죽방이 아니고 방죽.
에시까!
이거 누구야? 너
인가요?
만약 꿈이 아니라면 떠나기 전에 꼭 다시
Number 4. W, also known as Two Worlds. This drama tells the romance between Kang Keel, who is super rich and exists in the webtoon, W, and Oh Yeon-ju, who is a surgeon in the real world. Is it possible live in the same place at the same time but in a completely different dimension? Oh Yeon-ju is a second-year cardiothoracic resident doctor. Her father, a famous comic book creator, suddenly disappears one day and then Yeon-ju herself is kidnapped by a strange man covered in blood and taken to a different dimension. Kang Chul is a former Olympic gold medalist in shooting and self-made millionaire. How will his world intertwine with Yeon-ju's other dimension universe? Is Kang Chul the only person who can help Yeon-ju escape from a parallel universe? It has 17 episodes.
네. 아무래도 이 여자가 내 인생의 키를 진 것 같아.
Number 5. Tale of the Nine-Tailed. A thrilling tale of legends and love, Tale of the Nine-Tailed is an action-packed 2020 romantic fantasy drama. History is littered with the tales of the nine-tailed fox, a legendary creature who seduces the innocent in order to satisfy their craving for human flesh. Though there are few in this modern age who believe in the ghost stories of the past, there are some, like Nam Jia, who are convinced the legends of old are full of more facts than fiction. Determined to prove to the world that the monsters that lurk in urban myths and ancient legends are, in fact, real, Jia has plied her talent as a television producer to create a show that does just that. With an iron will and nerves of steel, Jia hunts down the weird, unusual, and sometimes dangerous subject matter to showcase on her program. During one such pursuit, Jia comes across Li Yian, an irresistibly handsome and incredibly intelligent man who is so well put together that he seems too good to be true. Convinced there's more to this man than meets the eye, Jia keeps a close watch on him. But the more she observes him, the more convinced she becomes that he's just like every other man in the world, cold and heartless. If only she knew the truth. A nine-tailed fox who has only recently settled in the city, Li Yian has wreaked more than a little havoc since his arrival, as he has a penchant for cleansing human spirits. Fully aware that Jia is tracking him, he does little to arouse her suspicion. But when his bloodthirsty stepbrother, Li Rang, shows up, things get a bit more complicated. Will Li Yian be able to save both himself and Jia from the wrath of his vengeful brother? It has 17 episodes.
사람 입술이고.
Number 6. Angel's Last Mission, Love. As a punishment for meddling in human affairs, an angel faces the impossible task of finding a soulmate for a cold-hearted ballerina. Li Yian Co is a cynical and arrogant ballerina. She is the prima ballerina, but after an accident she has to give up her dream. After her parents' sudden death, she doesn't trust anyone since there are a lot of people lurking around her and her inherited money. Because of her distrust and arrogance, she is unable to love anyone. Kim Dan is an optimistic, carefree angel who is always getting into trouble. In order to return to heaven, he is tasked with a mission to find true love for the talented but emotionally distant ballerina. It has 32 episodes. Number 7. Are You Human Too? The drama tells the story of an android called Nam Shin 3 who must pretend to be the son of a rich family when the real Nam Shin falls into a coma. Nam Shin's mother, Oh Ro Ra, is a genius at brain technology and artificial intelligence AI, so when her son, the real Nam Shin, is taken away from her at a young age, in her grief she creates an android that looks exactly like her son and has it grow up in the place of Nam Shin. But when Nam Shin, who is a third-generation heir to PK Group, gets in an accident and is comatose, the android Nam Shin 3 must learn how to take his place. It has 36 episodes.
뭐예요?
본부장님도 나 도와줬잖아요. 그냥 빚 갚는 거라요.
해줄 거야. 나 울 거야.
Number 8. My Roommate is a Guminho. This drama tells the thrilling love story of Shin Woo Yeo, a 999-years-old guminho who wants to become human, and Li Dam, who accidentally swallowed his fox bead. After wandering the earth for the past 999 years, Shin Woo Yeo Jang Ki Yang now stands on the brink of seeing his greatest dream come true. Having spent the last 1,000 years collecting human energy in his precious bead, this 1,000-year-old guminho is finally ready to shed his fox form and become fully human. Or at least he was until one unsuspecting student by the name of Li Dam ruined all his plans. Working as a college professor, Wu Yeo never imagined that a single university student would be capable of waylaying all of his plans for becoming human. But when a late-night encounter with Lee Dam and one of her drunken friends causes him to drop his precious bead, that's exactly what happens. While trying to help her inebriated friend home, Lee Dam accidentally swallows Wu Yeo's fox bead. Knowing full well that swallowing a fox bead will ultimately kill a human, Wu Yeo has no choice but to confront Lee Dam with the truth. With no real idea how to solve their current predicament, Wu Yeo suggests they live together until they can figure out a solution. Unable to find a way out of this predicament on her own, Lee Dam agrees to Wu Yeo's unusual request. But will living together really help them find the answer they seek, or will it just bring with it an entirely new set of problems? It has 16 episodes.
이제부터 진짜 위험해져.
Number 9. The Bride of Habaek. This drama depicts the story of the water god Habaek, who visits Earth to fulfill his mission with the help of his servant in the human world, named psychiatrist Yoon So-ah, whose ancestors have promised to serve the water god for generations. What would you do if you had to continue a strange family legacy? Yoon So-ah is a pragmatic neuropsychiatrist who carries a tremendous financial burden to run her own practice. Her family has been tasked with serving Habaek, a reincarnated water god, for many generations, and So-ah is forced to do the same. Habaek starts to develop feelings for So-ah, but he has competition for her heart from Hu Yi, the CEO of a resort company, who clashes with So-ah over a piece of land but then falls in love with her. Mu Ra is a goddess from the Water Kingdom who has been living on Earth for hundreds of years. Working as an actress, Mu Ra loves Habaek and doesn't appreciate So-ah stealing him away from her. Meanwhile, Bai Ryam is a wind god who has always had a one-sided crush on Mu Ra despite knowing her feelings for Habaek. Can a relationship between a mortal female and a god have a future? It has 16 episodes.
꼼짝없이 맞으셔야 한단 말입니다.
근데 왜? 기필이고 싶다. 뭘? 잃어? 실력을 잃어?
Number 10. Doom at Your Service, also known as One Day Destruction, entered the front door of my house. This drama shows us how a woman with only a short time to live and a man with the supernatural power to bring the world to an end discover the true meaning of life and love. Tak Dong Kyung is a person who is down on her luck. She lost her parents a few years ago in an accident and lives most days consumed by her job as a webcomic editor. Misfortune is never far from her. She soon finds out that her boyfriend is an adulterer, next learns she's suffering from a terminal brain tumor. One night, she decides that she's had enough. Determined to put an end to her misery, she drunkenly shouts to the heavens and wishes for the world to be doomed. Her call for help summons Myal Mang, a mysterious entity who acts as an intermediary between the gods and humans. Destruction comes charging through her front door in the form of this character whose name means doom. He offers to make her wish come true if she is willing to pay the ultimate price. Dong Kyung agrees. According to the terms of their contract, she has 100 days to live her life to the fullest before the Grim Reaper comes to take her soul. However, things are never as simple as they seem. Myal Mang slowly finds himself growing fonder of this perplexing human woman, and the boundaries between the mortal and immortal realms become increasingly unclear. It has 16 episodes.
안 하면 3-4개월 정도. 나의 일은 언제까지?
가서 누군가의 소망이 돼. 오늘은 그럴 수 있는 유일한 날이니까.
If you made it at the end of the video, thank you so much. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Click on the like button or leave a comment. Then have a nice day.